And so we come to what is, perhaps, the unofficial end of the Xbox 360. Microsoft, and to a large extent third parties as well, have moved on to the Xbox One. Is this our final, definitive top 25 Xbox 360 games of all time list? Maybe, maybe not, but at worst, it's damn close. These 25 games are the best on the system in the last 9 years. Matt Stone and Trey Parker's South Park role-playing game isn't so much a fantastic licensed title as much as it is Season 18 of the long-running satirical TV series all by itself. By the end of the adventure, it's clear that no other South Park video game should ever be made without the heavy, direct involvement from this prolific comedy duo. Mind-bending puzzles, insane alien languages, and risk-free exploration make Fez's delightful, nostalgic world a joy to wander. It borrows liberally from many things, but Fez is still unlike anything else on the Xbox 360. Developer 4J has been vigilant about both achieving feature parity with its PC counterpart, but also giving Minecraft on Xbox 360 unique content that console gamers can relate to. This is the real deal, and it continues to impress its ever-expanding Xbox 360 audience with its killer content updates. Outside of the Orange Box and the Mass Effect trilogy, Gears of War 3 is arguably the best overall package in the history of Xbox 360. A great campaign that wraps up the trilogy, 4-player co-op, better than ever Horde mode, and never before seen Beast mode mean you can't miss Marcus Phoenix's swan song. The Xbox's answer to Gran Turismo might not look quite as stunning as Sony's signature racer, though it does look outstanding, but it's arguably more playable and packed with many more user-friendly features. If you could distill feelings into physical form, Rayman Legends would be bottled joy. Its imaginative level designs play into new gameplay systems, improving on Rayman Origins' traditional approach to platforming. Shadow Complex is the closest thing we have on Xbox to a traditional Metroid game, and it has plenty of unique style to call its own. This was a defining Xbox Live Arcade release at the time, and it remains an essential, unforgettable Xbox 360 game. Emotion has been the holy grail of video games since the dawn of the medium. As convicted felon Lee, you must protect an orphaned young girl as the two of you try to simply survive the horrors of a post-zombie world. You must experience this. You must. Still the king of all Call of Duties for its powerful story, incredible campaign pacing, all gillied up is still the best Call of Duty mission ever, and multiplayer that would change the entire industry. The community has long since moved on, but everyone has been chasing this game since its release in 2007. This is expert-level AAA stealth gaming in small-scale, independent form. Mark of the Ninja's exceptional level design and options for lethal, non-lethal, or evasive tactics makes for one of the most memorable downloadable games to hit the platform. Limbo's complex, thoughtful puzzles, which rely on physics, timing, and the utter destruction of your expectations, are some of the most memorable in the medium. Its nebulous ending is the perfect punctuation for this hypnotic and unforgettable adventure. Mirror's Edge is a first-person parkour game where it's feasible, even encouraged, to finish it without ever pulling the trigger on a gun. It is staunch in both its dedication to its player perspective and its art direction. Mirror's Edge is every bit as bold and beautiful today as it was when it was first released in 2008. Dark Souls took up the mantle of masochistic gaming from the original Xbox's Ninja Gaiden. This is a game that proudly punishes its players, but manages to do so with gameplay that encourages practice and rewards mastery. Master Chief is our guy, and his 5-year absence between Halo 3 and 4 only made our hearts grow fonder. That 343 Industries did such a phenomenal job taking over for Bungie only makes us even more optimistic for what they'll deliver in the future. Among so many things it does right, Batman's tactile and rhythmic combat system is so brilliant it's been aped by numerous games since. Throw in longtime Batman the Animated Series voice actors Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, and you've got one of the best expressions of Batman in any medium ever. From the New Year's Eve banners to the records scattered about, Rapture feels lived in, and you know something terrible happened there. BioShock is a spiritual successor to creator Ken Levine's own System Shock 2, and it evolves many of that PC classic's best features. When you play Rock Band, you are literally playing Rock Band. You're pretending, except you're not. It's an experience unlike any other video game you have ever played or perhaps ever will. It's a dynamic no other multiplayer game conveys, and it's all done through a medium that everyone can relate to: music. Its darkly comic tone, rich and surprising NPC side quests, and gripping VATS targeting system that lets you precision target body parts with explosive results set it apart from its medieval fantasy cousin franchise, The Elder Scrolls. The mission design is believable while hitting the highest of spaghetti western notes, both in and out of combat. The careful pace keeps us enthralled by the gorgeous settings, while the addictive freedom to exploring a vast open world yields secrets, scenery, and side quests well worth seeking out. You won't find a better, massively single-player offline role-playing game than the Elder Scrolls series. This is open-world fantasy writ large, complete with swords, shields, dragons, forests, and everything else you've ever wanted in a medieval fantasy RPG. Valve's color-monikered compilation packs one of the best first-person shooters of all time in Half-Life 2, both of its stellar episodic add-ons, class-based multiplayer powerhouse Team Fortress 2, and the wildly inventive Portal, a game so good and original that many called it the Game of the Year purely on its own. Never has smarter gameplay wed smarter humor. Portal 2 is the seed of a good idea blossomed into its fullest potential. It's a dark comedy masquerading as a puzzle game with intelligent tasks that will test you but rarely, if ever, frustrate you. Master Chief's last stand against the Covenant, a perfect ending. Forge, Chief's Xbox 360 debut, 4-player co-op, an incredible multiplayer suite. Do we really need to keep going? GTA 5 goes so far beyond where 99, if not 100% of all other games would stop, that it's a triumph for both gamers and for the medium itself. Los Santos and Greater San Andreas is truly a living place where almost anything is possible. You will create your Commander Shepard, and over the course of around 100 hours, you will make decisions, build relationships, and go on galaxy-spanning adventures that, above all else, you'll remember. Each game is very different, yet absolutely part of the same series. BioWare set out to make a space opera, and they actually did it. So many great Xbox 360 games, and still so many more that didn't make the cut. Which omissions make you the craziest? Sound off in the comments below, and be sure to check out our first ever Top 25 Xbox One games of all time list coming soon. For all things Xbox, you're already in the right place. IGN.